If you win your morning, you win your day. But if you lose your morning, you hand your power to excuses before the sun even rises. You know what separates the people who succeed from the ones who stay stuck? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even timing. It's what they do. In the first hour of their day, your morning is your foundation. And every single day, you're either building. Take your mornings and your life back. Most people wait for the perfect moment to start, the perfect level of motivation, the perfect mindset, the perfect morning where everything feels right. But that moment doesn't exist. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll spend your whole life waiting. The truth is, the gap between where you are and where you want to be is crossed by action, not emotion. Every time you decide to act before you feel ready, you are rewiring your mind to trust yourself. Think about that moment when the alarm goes off. It's dark, it's cold, and the bed feels too comfortable to leave. In that moment, your brain starts negotiating. It tells you that 5 more minutes won't hurt, that you'll start tomorrow, that you deserve a break. But those few seconds are the difference between momentum and mediocrity. When you push through that resistance and get up anyway, you're not just getting out of bed, you're taking command of your life. You're sending a message to your mind that you, not your feelings, are in charge. Every successful person understands that discipline comes before motivation. You don't wait to feel inspired to move, you move, and that movement creates inspiration. The first action of your morning is symbolic. It sets the tone for every choice that follows. If your first act of the day is hesitation, that energy spreads into everything you do. But if your first act is decisive, you carry that confidence into every challenge ahead. It's like building a muscle. Every time you choose action over comfort, that muscle of self-control gets stronger. You begin to rely on yourself, to trust that when you say you'll do something, you actually will. And that trust is the foundation of success. Confidence doesn't come from compliments, achievements, or luck. It comes from the quiet pride of keeping promises to yourself. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who always feel motivated. They're the ones who act despite not feeling it. They've trained themselves to move before their brain has time to talk them out of it. They understand that hesitation kills momentum. The longer you think about doing something, the less likely you are to do it. So the key is to shorten the window between intention and action. When the alarm rings, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Don't think, don't analyze, just act. Because the more you act in those small moments, the more natural it becomes. Action creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. And confidence creates results. There's something deeply empowering about knowing you can rely on yourself to do hard things. When you stop negotiating with your excuses and start moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable, you begin to build unstoppable momentum. You start to feel alive again, capable again, in control again. You stop being a prisoner of your feelings and become the author of your actions. That's how greatness begins, not with a plan and OT with motivation, but with one simple choice: to start before you're ready. The first hour of your day is the most valuable real estate in your life. Yet most people give it away to noise, distractions, and other people's priorities. The moment you wake up, your mind is a blank canvas ready to be painted with focus, gratitude, and intention, or with chaos, comparison, and stress. What you feed it first determines the tone for everything that follows. When you immediately grab your phone, you're allowing other people's opinions, problems, and agendas to hijack your focus before you've even had a chance to claim your own. That simple habit, checking notifications or scrolling through social media, is like opening the front door of your mind and inviting the world to walk in unannounced. You begin reacting instead of creating, surviving instead of leading. But when you protect that first hour, when you choose to own it instead of waste it, your entire day shifts. You start moving with purpose, not pressure. Imagine what would happen if for just 1 hour each morning you made yourself your top priority. No messages, no screens, no noise, just you, your thoughts, and your intentions. You'd start to notice how peaceful that silence feels, how much clarity you gain when your mind isn't clouded by external input. That hour becomes your sanctuary, a place where you can prepare your thoughts before the world demands your attention. Maybe that means journaling, stretching, taking a quiet walk, or simply sitting with a cup of coffee while thinking about what kind of day you want to create. Whatever it looks like for you, The goal is simple: to center yourself before life tries to pull you in 100 directions. Because when you begin your day grounded, you respond to challenges with strength instead of stress. The energy of your morning sets your emotional thermostat. If you fill it with calm and intention, you carry that energy throughout your day. But if you fill it with urgency and noise, you'll find yourself chasing peace that could have been created at sunrise. Protecting your first hour is not about perfection, it's about preparation. It's about choosing yourself first, not because you're selfish, but because you understand that everything you give to the world starts from the state you're in. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't lead, create, or grow if your mind is constantly reacting to chaos. So give yourself that gift of stillness. Our mind are not separate, they are deeply connected. The way you move your body directly impacts the way you think, feel, and act. When you move, you shift your energy, your chemistry, and your perspective. Most people underestimate how powerful physical movement is because they associate it with fitness goals or appearance. But this isn't about building abs or running marathons. It's about building momentum and emotional strength. When you start your day by moving your body, even for a few minutes, you signal to your brain that you are awake, alive, and ready to take control. You break through the fog of sleep, you shake off doubt, and you awaken confidence. The moment your feet hit the floor and you stretch, walk, or work out, you are not just activating muscles, you're activating discipline, focus, and resilience. Movement changes your state faster than anything else. When you feel stressed, overwhelmed, or uninspired, your body stores that energy. It becomes tension, fatigue, or lack of motivation. The quickest way to release that stuck energy is to move. Whether it's a quick jog, a few push-ups, dancing in your room, or even a brisk walk, every motion sends a powerful message to your brain: I'm in charge. That shift creates instant clarity. Your breathing deepens, your heart rate rises, and suddenly your thoughts feel lighter. You can't think your way into feeling better, you have to move your way there. That's why the most powerful people on the planet don't start their mornings by scrolling. They start by moving. They understand that a strong body builds a strong mind. When you move your body, you release endorphins, chemicals that make you feel good, focused, and positive. This natural boost doesn't just lift your mood, it changes how you handle challenges. You start viewing obstacles differently because you've already proven through movement that you can push through discomfort. Each rep, each breath, each drop of sweat becomes a physical reminder that you are capable of doing hard things. And that mindset carries into every decision you make. The discipline you build in those minutes of movement doesn't stay in the gym. It follows you into your work, your relationships, and your goals. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need fancy equipment. What matters is consistency. Every morning you move, you're training your mind to wake up and take ownership of the day. You're reinforcing the belief that you're not a victim of your mood. You're the creator of it. Some mornings you won't want to move, and that's exactly why you must. Those are the days that matter most. Because when you move your body, even when you don't feel like it, you prove to yourself that your emotions don't control you. Your actions do. And that power, that control, becomes the foundation of unshakable confidence that follows you through every moment of your life. Clarity is one of the most powerful tools you can ever give yourself, and it starts with something as simple as writing things down. Every morning your mind wakes up full of noise. Thoughts about yesterday, worries about the future, and 100 small decisions waiting to be made. If you don't take a few moments to organize those thoughts, they control you. But when you grab a notebook or a piece of paper and start writing down what actually matters, everything begins to make sense. The fog clears. You stop reacting to life and start directing it. Writing isn't just about making a list. It's about creating a map for your day. It's how you decide what deserves your time, energy, and attention. Most people try to do everything, and that's exactly why they feel like they accomplish nothing. But when you write with intention, you choose what truly moves you forward. You don't need a long list of tasks to feel productive. In fact, the shorter and clearer your list is, the more powerful it becomes. Write down 3 things, just 3, that matter most today. Ask yourself, I only accomplished these 3 things, would I feel proud of my day? That simple question forces you to think about what's truly important, not just what's urgent. Because busyness is not progress. You can be in motion all day and still end up in the same place. Real progress comes from focus. Writing down your intentions transforms invisible thoughts into visible commitments. It's a way of telling yourself, this is what I'm building today, this is what I stand for. There's something magical about seeing your goals on paper. It's a small but powerful act of accountability. You can't hide from your own handwriting. Once it's written, it's real. It's a contract between you and your potential. And when you start checking things off that list, not because you were busy, but because you were intentional, you feel a deep sense of satisfaction. That's where confidence grows. You start proving to yourself that you follow through. You stop chasing other people's expectations and begin building your own direction. This simple habit also clears mental clutter. When you write down what matters, your brain stops trying to remember everything else. It relaxes. It can focus. You start the day knowing exactly where your energy needs to go, and that clarity creates calm. No more rushing from one task to another without purpose. No more confusion about what's important. Just direction, focus, and momentum. Over time, this daily writing becomes more than a habit. It becomes your anchor. When life gets noisy or overwhelming, you always have that piece of paper to bring you back to center. It reminds you of what matters and why you started. Every great day begins with intention, and every great intention begins with a pen, a page, and the decision to design your day on purpose. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and what you feed it first thing in the morning determines how it performs for the rest of the day. Think of it like a garden. Whatever you plant, grow. If you start your morning planting seeds of fear, comparison, and negativity, don't be surprised when anxiety and doubt start to bloom. Most people wake up and immediately consume chaos. News headlines designed to trigger fear, social media posts that spark comparison, or messages that pull them into other people's problems. They don't realize that what they allow into their mind becomes the soundtrack of their day. Your thoughts are not random. They are influenced by what you expose yourself to. So if you want to live with strength, focus, and calm, you have to deliberately feed your mind with things that elevate you, not drain you. The first thoughts you think in the morning create momentum. They decide whether you start your day in scarcity or abundance, fear or gratitude, distraction or direction. That's why you must be intentional about what you consume. Read something that inspires you. Listen to something that lifts you. Reflect on something that grounds you. It doesn't have to be complicated. A few pages of a good book, a short podcast, or even a few minutes of silence where you focus on what you're grateful for. These small moments become mental nutrition. They strengthen your mindset the same way healthy food strengthens your body. Over time, they rewire your brain to look for possibilities instead of problems. When you fill your mind with strength early, you build resilience for the rest of the day. Challenges will come. They always do. But you'll respond differently because you've already prepared yourself mentally. Instead of reacting with panic, you'll respond with perspective. Instead of falling into self-doubt, you'll lean into belief. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your choices, and your choices shape the quality of your life. Feeding your mind the right input is not just about feeling good, it's about thinking clearly and acting powerfully. There's a saying that goes, your input becomes your identity. What you read, and listen to repeatedly shapes how you see the world and how you see yourself. If you're constantly feeding your mind fear-based content, you'll start living cautiously, expecting the worst. But when you feed your mind with stories of growth, courage, and possibility, you start thinking bigger, dreaming bigger, and acting bolder. Protecting your mental diet is an act of self-respect. You wouldn't pour poison into your body and expect to feel strong, so why pour negativity into your mind and expect to feel empowered? Every morning, you have a choice. You can feed your mind fear, or you can feed it focus. You can start your day reacting, or you can start it rising. What you choose to consume becomes the lens through which you see the world, and that choice alone can turn an ordinary morning into the beginning of something extraordinary. Every morning, you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to distraction, doubt, and delay. The other leads to discipline, purpose, and power. The difference between those two paths isn't luck or talent, it's choice. Your life changes the moment you stop letting the morning happen to you and start using it to design the person you want to become. Because every sunrise is a second chance, a reset button, A quiet reminder that no matter what happened yesterday, today you get to start again. You get to choose clarity over chaos, movement over hesitation, focus over noise, and growth over comfort. Your morning is your mirror. It reflects back the effort, mindset, and energy you bring into it. When you treat it with respect, it rewards you with strength. When you protect it from negativity, it gives you peace. And when you fill it with purpose, it multiplies that purpose into everything you touch for the rest of the day. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start with the next morning. Set your alarm, get up when it rings, move your body, write your intentions, feed your mind with greatness, and watch what happens. You'll begin to notice how much calmer you feel, how much clearer your thoughts become, and how much more confident you are in facing the day ahead. This is how transformation begins. Not in huge leaps, but in consistent, quiet victories that happen before the world even wakes up. Every time you win your morning, you're proving to yourself that you are capable, disciplined, and unstoppable. That's how momentum builds. That's how confidence grows. And that's how success becomes inevitable. One morning at a time. So tomorrow, when that alarm rings, don't hesitate. Don't hit snooze. Don't give your power away to comfort. Rise up. Own your morning. Because your morning decides everything. And the person who controls their morning controls their life. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope these words light a spark inside you, one that reminds you of how powerful you truly are. Remember, every new day is a fresh opportunity to show up strong, wiser, and more intentional than yesterday. You've got everything you need within you. You just have to act on it. Take this message into your next sunrise and live it. I believe in you. Now go out there and make tomorrow morning the beginning of your next breakthrough. Thank you and take care.